A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk
Welcome
to
back
a
to
horse.
Daybreak. It's time to talk about horse and carriage, and I'm sure many of you have lots of parties to go to or have a wedding that's coming up and see this beautiful horse and carriage on the road all the time, and I was wondering, how can I have one of those? Well, we have sitting next to me Tracy Surrey, who is going to tell us a little bit about her company and these horses and the carriage. Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Sheena. Good morning.
It's good to have you here, and I've never ever been on a horse and carriage before in my life, so this is really cool.
It certainly looks different from this angle, doesn't it?
It does.
So, yes, it does.
Now let's talk a little bit about the company itself. As I mentioned, you know, a lot of people call you up and rent for their weddings and various parties and stuff. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the service.
Okay, I have a trailer that the horse and carriage can go in, and it can be transported anywhere over the island. We do weddings, children's birthday parties, Valentine's. At Christmas we're seen delivering Santa all over the island. Surprise pickups for their wife if they want to go to a restaurant. I mean, any novel idea, it's just great. Corporate parties. We use for everything, really.
For everything.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is that how well trained these horses are, especially being out on the road where there's a lot of traffic, there's cars, there's noise, there's people. I mean, obviously it takes a lot of work to train them to get used to this.
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, it can take, depending on the horse, several years. We start off in the arena, in the sand menage, doing a lot of work from the ground, making the horse go through flags, tying things to their legs. I get the children that come for riding lessons standing there bashing drums and making as much noise as possible, because obviously when you're riding through Georgetown, we have maybe 40,000 tourists that are all looking and wanting to take photographs and everything.
Right.
So the horse has to be 150% safe.
All right. Now, and how long does that process take? How long does it take, like, for instance, this horse that you have here, to get used to that?
This horse took me about a year before I put it on the road. You know, it's different when you're in a horse and carriage. If you're in a horse and something goes wrong, you can always jump out the side.
Right.
When you've got a horse and carriage, if you jump out the side, if something goes wrong, the horse and the carriage are left to continue on their journey.
Which is dangerous.
So, yeah, it is dangerous, but it's not dangerous if you train them properly. And you have to take your time, and you have to expose the horse to as many unusual things as possible.
All right. Now, I noticed that you also, and I'm sure when riding horses, there's certain ways of saying things and doing things, and that's something that you have the horses used to, is your voice and when you say stop, when you say go.
Yes, I mean, with a driving horse, they are trained to obey your voice commands. When you're riding a horse, I use the voice commands and my legs and my hands. But with driving, you're so far away from the horse.
Right.
He's got to listen to you, and before I ask the horse to move forward or pick up speed, I will before I do anything, and as you can see,
you ready to go?
he will walk forward. If I'm asking the horse to slow down, I will go and before any command, so he knows is to go faster. Again, he demonstrated, thank you. And you know, and before we slow down. And if you look at his ear, you put the camera on his ear, you will see when I go. Can you see how his ear came back then?
I saw that.
Okay, that's his then anticipating a command. And he has to do it the first time.
And they can handle that, listening to you when they're in the middle of traffic and all that noise that's in town?
When they're trained correctly, yes, they can. But they have to. You know, if you have dogs, we have children. When we do Santa Claus at Christmas, we might have 50 children all climbing over him, under his legs, children in wheelchairs. He has to stand there and behave. There's no ifs and buts about it. So that's why it can take so long, because you just don't want any risks.
All right. Now, like you mentioned, you do have kids that come and you do training with them and lessons with them, as well as during the summer, obviously, you do camps and stuff. Let's tell me a little bit about that whole program that you have running.
Well, I have an after-school program where I take children, generally from the age of 5 upwards, though I do have a couple of children that come that are 3 years old. I mean, they're great. We concentrate on balance. If you can teach the child to be balanced on the horse, they become more confident. And safety is such a major issue. If you've got a little 5-year-old on a big horse, again, it's so much safer with these horses, because when the child is riding, the horse is actually listening to me rather than the child, so that helps to build up their confidence until they're bigger and strong enough to go out by themselves.
All right. Now we're going to take a look at some video of a young girl, should I say,
yes,
that's a part of
Shayla.
your class. Tell me a little bit about her and what she's doing.
Shayla started with me probably 6 to 8 months ago. She started off very nervous, but we've worked with her and we have special tricks and special toys. And with any child, if it takes 6 months, if it takes 6 years, I work with very small groups or one-on-one, and you just tailor the riding lesson to really what the child needs. And Shayla has come leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
I mean, she's one of my
great.
star pupils now. She's doing really, really good.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, if anyone has a child that is interested in learning about horses and taking lessons, they could definitely give you a call, because you love kids and you love horses.
It's my passion. It's my passion. I do what I love for a living, and I just couldn't ask for anything else.
All right. Now, before we wrap this segment up, tell me a little bit, if someone is interested in getting involved and renting you for various parties, weddings, you know, how do they get in contact with you and what do they do?
Oh, it's very easy. You can just call me on 926-7669, which is 926-PONY.
Okay, 926-PONY. Just give Tracy a call and she will sort you out with whatever questions you have in regards to the horse and carriage or taking lessons for the little ones or for yourself. So we're gonna ride off into the sunset a little bit. So you're gonna make me make me.
To you,
I'm gonna take it.
You can take the reins.
Okay.
Okay. Shall I
I'm gonna
take
put
this?
that right there. That's good.
Okay. I want you just to hold one rein in
Hold
each hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And we're gonna come.
You know, I've ridden a horse before, but I've never did it with the horse and carriage.
Well, now you're an expert, aren't you?
I'm an expert. I'm an expert.
Till his voice is hoarse. You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this. I am Mr. Ed.